People asked for it. So here it is. Roadcast Part 2. Oh yeah. You know you wanted it. I think.
Alright, that's enough.
That's enough of that.
So Wednesday's our day to film podcasts, and once again we have found ourselves on the road.
Wednesday, April 2nd.
Wednesday, April 2nd.
To be precise.
Me and Adam on our way back from Granbury, Texas.
You know, according to Trump, it's Liberation Day. That's what he said it is. April 2nd. It's Liberation Day. Something about, like, finances or something. I don't know. Just thought to point that out.
It's okay.
Anyway. Happy Liberation Day, everybody. Whatever that means, I don't know.
Anyway, we are driving back from Granbury, Texas. We've been at ARCIT Annual Conference.
Yeah. The Association of Rural Communities in Texas.
They're one of our media clients, and so we went down and filmed the conference for them. And anyway, it was good. Granbury is a cool town if you've never been to Granbury.
Oh yeah.
A lot of filmmaking takes place there. They filmed like 1883, one of Tyler Sheridan's shows there. Really cool downtown square.
Which we stayed on in a little Airbnb. It was nice.
We did. I freaked Adam out. We on the way down. We left. We kind of had kid ball games, and so we made a decision to leave after the kids ball games.
Yep.
And it was a pretty late. You know, I mean, we were going to get there like at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, no, which is not
horrible. Yeah,
okay.
We had to be at the conference center at 7 to set up all the cameras and, you know, get everything kind of set up for it. So 11's not horrible. And we get just south of Oklahoma City, and there is a wreck on I-35, and so I don't want to make any light of that because I believe there was people that died.
Yeah, it was a big deal. They shut the whole highway down.
So we sat for an hour and 20 minutes on I-35 on the way down, which was really bad. But we do have to give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
Because, like, we could have easily been involved in this big accident.
Yes.
And who do we give credit to? Taco Casa. Yeah, we stopped at the Taco Casa in Moore.
Yes.
And honestly,
2 days ago to be precise. So they're like, well, why do they still have their cups? Well, we'll get to that. We stopped in Moore, and we were going to just go through the drive-thru, but the drive-thru line was really long. This was that day's cup.
Which means that Boys to Men will be at the WinStar coming up April 19th.
Oh.
How big love do you like you want? Okay, that's enough.
That's enough.
Like Boys to Men. It's good stuff.
It is
it's
good stuff.
R&B. So we made the decision to go into the Taco Casa in Moore.
Yeah. Which is always a good one. I've actually never had a bad experience at that one.
My taco shell was started to be a little bit soggy, and it was
But
quick.
that was not on them.
Was it not?
No.
I think so, because I ate it quick. It was.
Maybe it just meant that meat was.
It felt like maybe it was already made. It was already been put together.
Maybe.
I don't know if it was freshly put together.
Maybe. Mine was great. No problems.
Great. Super burrito, super taco, no tomatoes.
Yeah.
Cannot go wrong. Anyway, so we got our food, got on the road, got just south of Norman. Big car accident, unfortunately. Semi driver, other vehicles involved. And we ended up not getting to Granbury till 1 a.m. and then had to be on the show floor at 7 at this conference. So 6:30 alarm.
We were mentally prepped to be there at like 11:30. Like we had accepted that was there. So that
no problem.
That was a curveball thrown in our direction that we were not mentally.
We don't remember the last 45 minutes of the drive.
Like,
you know when you get so tired that you just don't remember it?
Autopilot.
100%. We were 100% autopilot for the last hour of the trip. And I remember at one point I know we talked about this earlier today, that we got to laughing, but neither of us could remember what we were laughing about. No clue.
No clue. Can't remember.
Yeah, no clue what we're laughing about. But anyway, so we're staying at this Airbnb, and it's literally right off the square, like I don't know, 50 yards from the downtown square.
Oh yeah, we were basically on the square. Like we had a museum in between us, which is the first thing that kind of like, you pulling up and you're like, I think the first thing you said was like, dude, are we staying in the museum?
Well, because it said arrived at your destination, and we were at the museum.
And there's a museum. That's like an old house, so it's like, I guess it could be. But,
yeah.
So that already kind of gave us like there's weird stuff in museums. It's like, I don't know.
You've seen the movie Night at the Museum.
Yeah, like
I don't want to sleep in there.
I want to go see it, but I don't want to sleep in it.
Yeah. And so we realized, it's the house next door. And so we pull forward and we turn in, and they've taken the garage and turned it into a big bedroom.
Yeah, they got an add-on for it.
And the curtains are open. And I don't know what made me say it, but I just pointed and go, who's that? Who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
Like there was someone standing in that bedroom, which turned out to be Adam's bedroom. And just in the tiredness of
the deliriousness. I looked up, and for some reason I saw it gave me the heebie-jeebies. It gave me the willies. And it's like, I just had this picture of the ring girl, and she was like, sit there, cock her head over and cover her face. And so it gave me the willies, and we got to laughing about that. I don't know. It was we were way too tired to be on the road. Let's just say that it was not a good place.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. We were way too tired to be on the road. And anyway, but we had a good time at the conference.
Speakers were great.
Yep.
The
guy that does the day tripper.
The day tripper. His name's Chet.
Chet. He does a TV show where he goes to rural Texas towns and goes and discovers what's cool about them. And he did a phenomenal job. And then the other guy was David.
Yeah.
And he was great too.
Pink goldfish. He had a
pink goldfish. The name of his book, right?
Yeah, the name of his book. So both of them were very good, and they kind of fall into the vein of what we always are trying to tell everybody is like, see what makes you you, and then exploit that. Like, look at what identifies
about
you,
good or bad.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
And exploit that. Like, use it to your advantage. Tell the story. So, like,
have you ever been to Lake City, Colorado?
No, I haven't.
Beautiful Lake City, Colorado, right on the Continental Divide, really high up. Like it's way up there in this town, and it's kind of famous for. There's a guy named Alpaca.
Alpaca? Like alpaca?
No, yeah, kind of. Just
like if you're from Boston, you wouldn't use.
You'd be like, Alpaca. But his name was Alpaca. And he led an expedition of men up into the mountains, and an early snowstorm stowed them in, and they had to spend the winter
eating each other.
Well, when spring came, Al's the only one that came back down, and he had eaten the other men on the expedition.
Wow.
and was arrested. And was actually given a Colorado governor pardon because it was
he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, kind of had to do what you had to do. And so there's this story. So this goes along with what we're talking about. This guy like embracing, what makes you unique, good or bad. They sell shirts in Lake City, Colorado. I'll never forget. It was a picture of what apparently Alpaca looked like, and I actually used to have a postcard that had Alpaca's picture on it, and it says a picture of Alpaca, and he's in a kitchen, and it says nothing says lovin' like my friend in the oven.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's
and
dark.
It was a picture of it. It was so dark, and they were selling these T-shirts,
making bank. I would have bought one.
Nothing says lovin'. Like a friend in the
oven. So the question is, do they die of natural causes and then he ate them, or
well, that's what he said happened.
Sounds like the strongest may have survived.
There's no witnesses. this situation. So
they've all been eaten.
Nothing says Lovin like a friend in the oven.
Oh boy,
that may be the name of this podcast. We said it was going to just be.
We thought originally it was Tammy the Transit Part 2, because this is our second roadcast of this podcast season. But yeah, it may need to be that. That is a great clickbait title.
The clickbait definitely helps.
Yeah,
the ones that have done really good, like Devil's Fruit, done so good.
Yeah.
Always does really well.
Maker 3000.
Maker 3000.
Did really, really well.
I need old Rowdy to do a little better.
Old Rowdy.
But anyway, so conference was great. Speakers were great. Did a great job. Had an opportunity to talk a little bit about Full Strip Media and what we do. And so we got some business cards, got some follow-ups to do.
Yeah.
And then we filmed all the conference forum, and those get uploaded to their website for the members to be able to see.
Yeah.
But you also had a best moment last night.
Mm-hmm.
You had, you said you had your best ever mesquite cooked steak.
Yeah. I'm not a mesquite wood cooking fan. I'm not. To me, it just tastes like
Texas staple.
I know it's a Texas staple. I get it. To me, it just tastes like LP gas. I don't like it. It's very creosote-y. I don't like it.
Okay.
However, so we pull up in front of the mesquite pit. Kim Little, our friend Kim Little, she's like,
shout out to Kim.
Shout out to Kim Little. She says, I'll take you
You know
boys
what?
to dinner.
She made a reference about the podcast.
She did? Do you think
while we were sitting there, it's like,
she listened?
Well, she said you ought to tell that story on your podcast. Remember she shared that last night at dinner?
You ought to tell that story.
And we were talking about, and she made a reference, and I was like, wait a minute. Is Kim one of the 7?
Kim could be one of the 7. Maybe. I wouldn't put it past her.
But she would never, I mean, she doesn't do social media. She doesn't do any of the stuff. So it would be no way to ever know.
No, we would never know.
No, we probably would never know.
No.
But she made a reference like that should be on your, y'all should talk about that.
She said she had an idea for the podcast, and our big problem is we never ever remember.
What was that beep?
Oh, it's my oil change reminder just went off.
Okay. I thought
we'll update everybody on the new Tammy issues that we're experiencing this trip.
So last night, as we're driving into Granbury, hang on, jeez, that was a rough little stint. It's not getting any better here for a minute.
We're going to the other lane.
Golly,
many Christmas.
Texas, could we do better? We're driving, and all of a sudden the dome light turns on in Tammy, and I just turned my head to looking at him like.
Well, right before that, like months prior to this, I took Tammy up to the Hudeberg in Wellston, the Hudeberg Ford in Wellston, and again, here we are. We're gonna have to let that one go.
No, we're not. It's Winnebago pulling a Jimmy.
Anyway, we'll just leave that one there. So I take it up to the old Hudeberg and say, I need you guys to.
By the way, we've passed him 3 times.
3 times. Anyway, and they just said, hey, there's some recalls out on your Transit. And I'm like, okay, cool. What are they? And like one, some sensor thing somewhere in your vehicle. It's like not a super big deal. And the other one, he said, the rear door latches will just randomly open. And I was like, that sounds kind of serious. I left and in good ADHD fashion, immediately forgot about that conversation. Well, we're driving down the road, and like Brad's saying, the dome lamp comes on, and it says, rear passenger door ajar.
The back door opened up on us.
And it wasn't like, shoo, like they just went back open, but it opened. And it just kept getting a little bit more open and a little bit more open. And I was like, I remember that recall now. I remember that recall.
So we've had to pull over to shut it 3 times.
3 times, and did it just a few minutes ago before we stopped at a Quick Trip. Got some gas, but
Can we talk about that too? What you did?
Huh? Yeah, I did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong.
As a diesel driver, And you own a diesel too.
I do own a diesel.
But you are...
but I don't own exclusive rights to those pumps.
You are not conscientious
Yeah.
of other people.
I am very conscientious of other people.
No,
oh, yes, sure.
Not in a vehicle setting, driving, travel, you are not.
I may give you that one.
Not at all.
I may give you that
Zero.
one.
You do not care
Get out the
about
way.
conveniences of other people.
Get
It's out the door.
out the way.
It's out the door. Adam does not care about you.
Out the door, Tammy, because it doesn't shut.
Yeah. There were 3 pumps open.
No, there was
Yes,
not.
there was.
No, there
Adam,
was
there
not.
was too.
No, there was one that was also very obviously right in front of us. But I would have to like go around and stuff.
Yeah, you would. You'd had to do a turnaround, and because you still had to drive the same distance to go out, you could have done it and made it to where you were already, facing the direction to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, Adam does one of my absolute biggest pet peeves.
It's kind of why I do it.
And you had a moment where you thought of it.
I did think about it.
You realized.
Oh, I thought about it, and I went, this will make Brad mad.
It did. It bothered me. It bothered me enough that I recorded it.
He got the camera out.
It's on my Instagram story as we speak. Adam pulled up to the diesel pump here in Tammy.
The diesel and what?
Well, there is gas there.
They make it like so you can use it for whichever.
Right. The problem is that it wasn't just you that was selfish.
No, there were everybody.
Nobody cares. And
Did you know that the other end was also the same
it was.
things,
And
they
it was
were
all
full?
filled with people that are not, Anyway, pet peeve of mine, people, is if what does that say?
Huh?
Steve Wareheim. Literally, as we're on, Steve, you're one of the 7. What's he say?
He says
one of the 8 watching this reel. It's pretty funny. So here's the problem: is it won't be one of 8 that watches it. It will get several hundred views. You'll just be one of the 8 that actually comments or likes it or interacts with it.
Yeah.
So that's funny, Steve. So shout out. Literally, you can think back to the moment you typed that is when we saw that because it popped up on Adam's phone.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Adam pulled up to the diesel pump. Big pet peeve of mine as a diesel driver. We have so few pumps available to us, and if you take them, it's just selfish.
Yeah.
And so you made a very selfish decision.
Made a super selfish decision.
And so that's a shout out to all 8 of you. We're going to bump it up to 8.
Apparently, I think we can bump it up to maybe we can bump it up to 8 now. Do we dare go 10? We go 9?
Stop.
8. Let's go 8. 8's good. Stop. Welcome to Oklahoma, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, here we are. Windstar. Man.
Where Boys to Men's gonna be.
I'll make love to you.
Why is that so
Vince Gill's give a shout out to Vince. I can't name. Can you name a Vince Gill song? Can you sing
I can't.
a word? I mean, I know. Like if it played.
Yeah, if it played, I'd tell you.
Oh man, hold on. Let me think of Vince Gill song.
All I can think of is
Def Leppard too.
Yeah,
what's a Vince Gill song? Hold on. Oh, I can see it like in a music video.
We watched. Remember that music video of him and we watched
Reba.
when we were in Reba's place.
I remember it,
Yeah.
but I don't know the song.
I don't either.
I can't remember. Vince Gill's one of the first concerts that I ever went to.
No, I
Yeah, he played at Enid High School football stadium. I went and saw Vince Gill in Enid, Oklahoma one time. Anyway, so just a pet peeve. If you drive a gas vehicle and you pull in, and there are other options for you, and it just means you got to drive a little bit further to get to a regular gas pump that doesn't have the diesel pump. Would you please do that? Would you not be a piece of crap?
I almost got to do it on purpose now. I'm not gonna lie.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is Adam does not care about you. He doesn't. He doesn't care about you in those moments. Adam is a selfish driver, a selfish traveler. I've been with Adam where it run red lights.
Aggressive. Gotta be aggressive on the road.
Yeah. Blinker usage out the door. Last night we're at a 4-way stop. Adam's
Just lane change, full blinker.
we're at a 4-way stop, and a blinker is very much so needed to know like where to go. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna make everybody guess.
Well, you know, if I am a selfish driver, there's one person that's more selfish of a driver than me.
Casey.
Kim Little.
Oh,
Kim Little.
listen. Last night we were leaving a restaurant.
Literally talking about it too.
Which shout out to Kim.
Yeah.
Bought us dinner last night.
Oh,
Bought us a really nice steak.
I didn't realize also for in Oklahoma. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I thought that was just a Texas thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. There you go.
But anyway, we're leaving the restaurant at a red light. It was too long for Kim.
She was done.
Yeah, so Kim ran it. Kim ran that red light.
There's time. So we were first time we shot in Coleman, Texas. And this is like we didn't know our way around. We'd never been to Coleman, Texas before. At this point, we know it pretty dang well. Like we can get around Coleman. But the first time we were there, Kim was like, "Yeah, we're going to this next location. Just follow me." And so like by the time I'm like opening my car door, I look up and like. You know, like she's tires jumping on the back. I'm like, oh crap, we gotta go. And followed her, and she's going down the middle of town at, allegedly around 90 miles an hour, trying to keep up with her. That lady, she drives.
Yeah, she does.
She goes.
She gets after it. So anyway, but had a great steak last night. Had a good time, and now we're driving back to Oklahoma City, and got to pick up my truck.
Yeah.
From the body shop.
From the body shop. Why is that?
Well,
combination of things, really.
This is what happens when you help people. My neighbor, Jared Fouch, calls me up a little over about a week ago. He says, "Hey man, does your side-by-side have a ball on it?" And I said, "Yeah, it does. My Great Plains Kubota, shout out Great Plains, Sidekick, Kubota Sidekick." So yeah, it does. He's like, "Well, our neighbors across the street are got a boat that they're trying to put into their shop building in their backyard, and I don't have a ball of mine. Do you think you can drive yours down here?" And so I drive. I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So I'll hop on, drive down, and their shop. Number one, they've got an older pickup in there. It doesn't have tires on it because you can go around from the backside, just pull through.
Pull straight through?
No problem. But there's a truck in the way that doesn't even have tires on it, kind of older truck. And the hill, I'm telling you, is so steep. So steep. And I'm like, man, I don't know if this side-by-side.
He's not going to have the ain't going to have the juice.
And so I'm like, all right, so I back up to the boat. They put it on, latch it down, all that stuff. I never get out of the side-by-side. And I pull forward a little bit, get it, and I kind of get a run at it. It ain't happening, dude. It ain't happening. Like, it's too steep, and the side-by-side ain't got the power. It's a big boat.
Yeah.
It's a big boat. We're not talking some, little skeeter.
Not a little John boat.
No, it's a good-sized boat. And they're like, well, we don't know what to do, and I kind of was picking up on, like, they don't have a lot of faith in their backing ability. And I said, well, I can go get my truck. I got 3/4-ton diesel, remember? And I was like, man, it won't be no problem. I said, I'll go get it. So they pick the boat up off the back, side by side. I go to the house, get my truck, back up. They put it on. I never get out of the truck. And I start backing up. Beautiful. I mean, like, buddy, one run, I'm there. It's got a pretty good lip, but I'm like, no problem. We'll bounce it up. Well, at this point, the truck's like this. The trailer's like this.
Yeah.
Well, I should have, I guess, maybe have asked, but I would just assume you're going to know the ball size, because I've got a rotate hitch. Like, I've got
three-way.
I got a 3-way hitch, so I've got whatever ball you need. You just got to rotate the ball. And what I believe was that ball was not a 2-inch ball that my hitch was set on. I think it was a 2 3/4.
They had that 2 5/8 out there.
Yeah, 2 5/8.
Yeah.
They had the 2 5/8 ball is what the actual boat was. And so when I hit that lip, guess what that boat did, baby?
Full send.
It came off the back of my truck.
Yeah.
But luckily, my tailgate, my bumper broke its fall.
Yeah.
And so, bad deal.
Yeah.
Bad deal. And so I feel horrible because it's my neighbor.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, we're so sorry. Let us know what we owe you for it. And so, I was like, if I own the truck, I wouldn't have a problem going to a salvage yard, but Fowler Dodge owns the truck.
Yeah.
And I said, so we gotta do it right. And so went to a couple different body shops, got 3 estimates. Went with the lowest one. Looks like we're gonna do a good job. But the truck's done and it's sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gotta go pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah. They had you had them fix the little jackknife situation too on there, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Had a little dent in my on the fender well.
It was a deer. It was a deer that did it.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
went ahead and just said, hey, add that on.
Put that
on top of that.
Put that on the docket.
Yeah, put that on the dock, and I got to pay for that too. So anyway, so I got to pick up.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're headed back to do. So
It's good stuff.
yeah, super fun. Anyway, obviously inching closer to turkey season here in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It is full blown on.
It is on.
I was in the office and just birds gobbling the other day in the backyard. I mean, they're full blown, buddy. Full blown.
It's happening.
Just getting after it. So super excited for that.
Days away.
April 16th is when that opens
Yep.
here in Oklahoma.
2 weeks.
I got to take. We did win a hunt with a celebrity.
Is it you?
Well, apparently I'm the celebrity.
Okay.
Take that for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But if it's for Turkeys for Tomorrow, great organization that I sit on the board for, and I donated a hunt, and so I got to take a guy that won that hunt. We'll be doing that in May. But anyway, so just looking forward to turkey season. And I saw where Daniel Arms found a bunch of morel mushrooms.
I did. I saw that too.
Listen, I love morel mushrooms.
Yeah.
Have you ever really looked for them?
Yeah, I know where they're at.
Do you really?
Yep.
Do you have some at the ring at Joe's place? Really?
Yep.
I'll tell you how you can make up for being a butthole about that diesel market. Can we go look? Can we go do this?
You can go look. Yeah. I mean, I went out last year. The biggest problem is trying to get there before other people do. That's the problem.
Oh, we got a
little trespassing happening, which is the guy that lives over there on that big giant creek on the other side. That's where it's at.
Gotcha. So that old boy,
he likes to go wander around.
He likes to wander.
There's
no Brad's Western and Workwear cardboard. Not related to me, so you know we can cook from it. But I'm a big morel mushroom fan, and so apparently they are getting after it.
We've talked multiple times about buying a spore, like
We have talked about trying to
put them out in late February and let them kind of go, but we've never done it.
No.
That spore thing, it's like you can buy a little baggie. It's about that big. It's like $50 or $60, and you blend it into some water with some sugar and some other stuff, and then you go dump it around in like shady spots. You see how I got over for this guy?
I did.
You were waiting for me not to.
I was. There was a guy getting on.
You were setting me up.
And I was waiting for you to not get over. I was waiting for it. Because a lot of times you don't do stuff like that.
Well, we're turning over a new leaf. Not really.
I was going to say, literally 30 minutes ago, you were not turning over a leaf. You were your same old ugly side leaf.
Same old dead leaf.
Same old dead leaf, man. There was no new to it.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
we have talked about doing that with the Morels, but you know,
It is a once a year kind of thing. That's all you got.
yeah, it is.
That's all you got.
Our ministry banquet, which I know we talked about last week, is man, it's here and super stressful. I need butts and seats, so you know, if a few of our 8 could show up, it'd be great. It's coming up April the 8th at Quill Springs Baptist Church. Doors open at 6 o'clock. I know.
Next week.
I know. I'm not ready. I'm so ill prepared. I'm so ill prepared. Like, I feel like that's every time.
Hey, it's just like this. This is just that the conference speaker. What we talked about. You just lean into that. You know, like this is just not prepared.
Just embrace it.
Just embrace it. Like, let's do this together, guys. Just come on and.
That guy did say that. That speaker was like, literally, we were putting this presentation together 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Lean into it.
Yeah, that was weird. That was an interesting.
That one was interesting, but it seemed more not like they weren't necessarily prepared, but they didn't know how to speak in public.
It was ADHD.
Yeah, it was very rabbit traily.
It was.
And trying to cover an extraordinarily difficult topic.
What are those deer?
Yeah.
What about that?
And not a very long amount of time. So.
Yeah. Anyway. Sorry, chasing rabbits here.
Speaking of ADHD, it's all over the place.
It's all over the place. But our ministry banquet, like I said, it's coming up April 8th, Quill Springs Baptist Church. I'm ill prepared for it. I feel like, though I'm really not that ill prepared for it. Anyway.
Yeah.
And one thing that we always enjoy to do was we left our families during major tornado last night.
Which seems to be the
both of our
theme.
families were super proud to be left alone.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Adam's wife, Casey, has not had a good night's sleep in over a year? I learned that.
Said.
Put it on speakerphone.
That's what she said.
She hates your mattress.
That she picked out.
What are we going to do about that, Adam? What's on the agenda? What's the solution here?
I told her whatever she wants to do. I can sleep on whatever you want. Like you pick whatever makes you happy. I'm easy on that deal. Easy. But I did say, you know, there's bunk beds upstairs. Go see if that mattress is nice. You like that one? We can try that one. You go take the kids' beds.
Go take a nap in kids' beds.
Just take theirs. It's fine.
Do you have a king?
It's a king bed.
Yeah.
It's a king bed. I like it. It's fine to me. But she wanted a really soft bed, and she picked a really soft bed, and now I guess
she said she's never had a good night's sleep in it.
Never.
What she said on the
ever.
Not one time.
Never ever. Never ever.
Can we also talk about what we had in our Airbnb?
Yeah. We had a bidet.
Oh, son, listen. There's nothing that makes you feel more luxurious.
No.
Than
someone spraying water on your butt.
We had a bidet, and I tell you what, man, it's just it's the life of luxury.
Refreshing.
It's the life of luxury.
It's refreshing.
When you are able to have a bidet,
yeah,
I just feel like it's another level.
It is another level. And you, the first time that you ever use one, it's kind of like you don't know what to expect, and you're like, I kind of don't like it, but then this is the cleanest I've been in a week.
Yeah, because you one of your old co-workers, had a bidet. And your exact words yesterday, which kind of bothered me a little bit, were, if I had one of these, I wouldn't have to shower but once a week.
That's actually
so disgusting.
It's a joke from some. I can't remember the comedian that says it. And they're like, "Oh, the bidet's great. I don't have to shower like once a week."
It's so gross, dude. That bothers me. That bothers me. I enjoy my showers. I don't go along without taking a shower. That bothered me a little bit.
It's a good thing.
Bothered me a little bit. Yeah. Bothered me a little bit.
Only shower once a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I had the unfortunate of seeing Adam staring out the window of the house without a shirt on yesterday. And I want you guys to know, Adam, you are a hairy man.
That's fine.
I mean, you have a lot of back hair.
Like a wool, it's like wool fleece.
It really is. And it's dark.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a curveball.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a curveball.
I mean, if I could control it, I would do something about it. But, I just really don't care, for one. And
yeah, well.
It's good insulation. So, like, and I guess it comes from my mom's dad, my grandpa.
Comes from your mom?
Yeah, it comes from my mom.
I get my hairy back from my mom.
My mom.
Okay.
My mom's dad, he's like the guy that, like, had the tuffets coming out of the top of the shirt, kind of.
Listen. In 20 years,
level.
You will.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
gonna be that.
you will.
No, I won't be that level. Like,
yes, you will.
I don't know.
Adam, in 20 years, bro, it's going to continue. Like, you're
There's
hey! No! No!
Here, I got some right.
Stop. Bro, I'm not kidding you. I will punch you if you do that again. That's not funny. That's gross. That's gross. That's not it.
I don't know. It's natural.
Yeah. Anyway.
Think they're salty?
Man,
I'm just at this point, we're just trying to see if Aunt Gaggy show up for the podcast. and she's knocking on the door.
It's just a really gross thought.
Just back hair in your mouth.
Well, I just think, like, I don't know, like the thought of, like, just
rubbing your fingers.
No! No! No, bro. No, man.
Getting tangled.
Because I'm not, I feel like people look at me and probably think, oh, he's got a lot of, I'm not hairy. You see me without a shirt on.
Yeah, it's not.
I have no back hair, little chest hair, but I'm not a hairy guy. And I don't know why. I mean.
Genetics.
Yeah, genetics.
That's the way it is.
Now, my dad's son, my grandpa Ray, he was what we were talking about. Like,
Tuffets?
Oh, yeah.
He's a tuffet man?
He was full bore, like everywhere. Just hairy.
Yeah.
Hairy. But and my dad had, I remember as a kid, my dad having his shirt off. My dad was in great shape. He looked like Tom Selleck out there, just the chest hair, Like, it was, of course, that was an 80s thing.
Yeah.
Having all the chest hair going on. But anyway, we're both wearing our habit shirts. And I don't know why I randomly saw this, but do you guys know, I know if you're listening to the podcast, you can't tell, but these fishing shirts have this little tag right here, and it's not just on theirs. I mean, there's other ones. We're not going to mention any names because Habit's way better than all of them. But do you know, I know you know, but did you guys know that this little Velcro, why that's there? So you can open that up. So that when you're fishing, you can put your rod here, put the flap down, and now your hand's free to swap a lure.
And do whatever you want.
You're literally using your little tab.
The old fishing rod holder.
Bro,
did not know that.
Had no idea.
Did not know
Had no idea until we did some videos.
Yeah, they did some videos, and they're like, make sure you talk about the fishing rod holder. And we're like, what are you talking about?
They're like, this is the fishing rod holder. Right here, the little Velcro. Yep.
And it makes so much sense once you finally know.
It does. Can we talk about Addie Faye? And her, is this her first
season,
team sport?
First team sport ever. My 4-year-old, Addie Faye Carter. She signed up for softball. Was not having it that she was not going to play. And Addie, Honey Badger don't care, okay? She really don't. And Casey, she goes to Addie's game. Addie had a game last night, and Addie hits the ball the first time, and she runs, but about halfway down the baseline, she begins to gallop. She starts to, like a horse gallops. And instead of going to, like, she easily had a base hit at first base. But instead of running to the base, she runs to the first base coach to give her a hug. And
they tagged her out.
Gets out.
They tagged her out. She went home. She came home.
She got on the next hit. She got on the third base. And Casey's filming her. And I have never, like, Casey and I have obviously, we've been to a lot of games.
Yeah.
A lot of games at this point.
Yeah.
I have never heard Casey ever, like, scream, like baseball mom scream, like just a full-on screech. So Addie's running from third, and she runs halfway down the baseline, and she gets about 10 feet from the base and starts to gallop. And then, so the full story is that Coach Jeremy had a ladybug land on his leg.
Oh, this is what she says?
This is what Casey told me.
Okay.
We
apologize. Sorry for not getting over. I am so sorry.
They were going so slow. So, the ladybug lands on Jeremy's leg. And Addie sees it. She's literally this far from the plate, about a foot. And she full stop and goes over to the ladybug. And Casey is losing her crap.
Yeah, she is in the video. Yeah.
In the video. She is screaming. She's just going, touch it! Touch it! And I guess Addie thought she was saying touch the ladybug. I don't know. But
they tagged her out.
They tagged her out. Force out at home.
Yep.
So, but Honey Badger don't care.
She did not care.
Did not care at all. Did not care at all.
You know what I feel like it's time for?
Taco Casa. We're there again.
Well, there is Taco Casa. We're in Ardmore, Oklahoma right now. For several days, you have had these heating up on your dash.
Or maybe only one in there. I think I ate one the first day I got them, but you know what?
Can I have it?
You can have it.
This is an oatmeal raisin cookie from...
It's from Denise Swafford's place out in Chandler.
Gave it a shout out the other day.
Gave her a shout out the other day.
Ooh.
But
Ooh.
she, I was at the church, and she came up. Oh, I can smell it too. It's wafting through the whole car. She was like, "Here, I got you something." She gave me 2 bags, oatmeal raisin cookies. And I gave you one of them, and I left the other one here. And I was like, "Where's the best place for this cookie?" And on the dash, where the sun can just gently warm it back to its former glory of coming right out of the oven.
It's pretty good.
They are good cookies. They are really.
You know, a lot of people are not a raisin oatmeal.
I love oatmeal raisin cookies.
I love raisins.
I love raisins too. That was like one of my favorite snacks in like preschool.
When I was probably about 10 years old, at Frontier City, I won a giant California raisin in one of the games.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Giant California
stuffed
raisin.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Big old stuffed raisin.
Yeah. Why that sticks with me?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably the only time I've ever won a game in a carnival.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't spend my money there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I see that they're out there spraying it with, Pam to keep the rings from, bouncing off. I just feel like it's all. I mean, it's obviously set up for you not to win.
Oh yeah, it's an astronomical chance. Like, I win in a lot of that stuff. I'm just.
Hey, we've done those billboards.
Yeah.
A little shout out to Big Gray Media.
Big Gray Media.
One of the clients of Full Strip Media.
Yeah. I'm pretty when it comes to like drawings and all that kind of. I'm kind of lucky. Kind of win on those things.
There's a lot of billboards.
Yeah. They own all 5 of those on that left side over there.
Yeah.
You know what, that last time you spoke at Trinity for the Beast Feast, I won something that night. So, just kind of the way it is.
I can't think of a time. Well, I take that back. Sorry, I'm eating while we're doing this. I don't care. I spoke at a church in Mangum, Oklahoma. And they gave me a ticket, like a door prize ticket when I came in.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'll just take it.
Yeah.
I won the grand prize.
You did?
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Oh, yeah. Won a shotgun. Called my name. They're like, all right. They gave away 2 guns at the end.
Yeah.
I won the shotgun. And, of course, I felt horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And because I am, well, just to be honest, an incredible person. They were doing a toy drive, a bicycle drive, for Christmas. This was like in November when I was out there. And they're like, we're trying to raise money for bikes for kids for Christmas. If you want to donate. And I'm like, man, I got a lot of shotguns.
Yeah.
I mean, JTS guns, some my dad gave me, other guns I've had over the years. And I won the gun. And I tell you what, can we auction the gun off?
Yeah.
For the kids with the bikes. And so, anyway, just once again, just proving that I'm a better person than Adam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, who would have taken that shotgun and ran? Probably.
They're going to be more the next time I see us at any kind of thing. They're like, hey, Brad, how are you? Good? Yeah, Adam. Yeah, you screw you. Piece of crap. Yeah.
That would be so good.
That's fine. Just thumbs up.
I am joking about Adam not being a good person. Most
of the time. I'll admit, I'm on the road, especially when you get me doing something like this, because we both know that I'm really good at focusing on one thing at a time. I'm really good at it. You throw a second thing in the mix, it's not going to end well.
I would really like for this podcast to be second and first be your driving.
That's what we're working on that. So like, there's the thing. So there's going to have to be some grace had on the road. Fortunately, we're just going straight, so it helps.
Well, I will say this, is that usually when you're having issues, we're not filming a podcast.
No, we're not.
When there are moments of just locked in on selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't move over for that guy. I don't use a blinker. I don't, whatever pump. We're not filming a podcast during those moments. But anyway, the sheep?
Are those sheep?
Those are all sheep.
That's a lot of hair sheep.
There's a lot of sheep here in Gene Autry.
Yeah.
It's really crazy, too, how everything has changed in a week. All the grass is green.
It's crazy. I mean, just the tiniest amount of rain. And it was like, boom, just took off.
Just absolutely is taking off. We were down here by Sulphur Davis. And I do feel like I want to acknowledge and give a shout out to one of our pro staffers, Daniel Arms. Huge milestone happened for him this week. You know what it is?
Huge.
He broke 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable that a million people subscribe to Arms Family Homestead.
Yeah.
And he edits that sucker in iMovie.
Yep. I wonder if he's still on the same old MacBook.
I think probably. I don't know. I don't know. They're cheap. I love Daniel and DJ. Daniel's, I think it's more DJ. Yeah. I love you, DJ. I love you. You know this. You are cheap. You're a cheap woman. Frugal as they come.
Yeah.
Anyway, but man, the Lord's blessed them so much. Like Daniel was able to retire from the Highway Patrol years ago to do YouTube full time. And they're killing it. Like they just released their spring line of clothes for their.
Oh yeah.
In one day, did I tell you?
Yeah, I think you told me that.
Their first day order
crushed it.
Yeah, first day order. It's like 30. They had $36,000.
Crushed it.
In one day.
Crushed it.
Blows my mind. But Daniel has got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So huge shout out to Daniel.
Big congrats.
Yeah, so if for all 7 of you,
if you're not subscribed
8 of you,
to Arms Family Homestead, go over there and
really
tell them that the Finalists in Outdoors podcast.
Go subscribe to Arms Family Homestead and tell them that
came here from Finalists in Outdoors
podcast.
Say that, please, and thank you.
That would be unbelievable.
Make sure you leave a comment, all caps.
Because I do feel like, it's funny. Steve's comment about I'm one of the 8 people that'll watch this reel. I don't know what's happened, but social media hates me. It hates Finalists in Outdoors. Like, I don't know if we're like the trifecta of like faith, hunting, and guns, and they're just like, you're blacklisted. But we have combined let's see, altogether, we get close to 80,000 social media followers on all of our social media platforms. And we do a pretty good job about posting very regularly, especially on Instagram and Facebook. And it just seems like we don't get much reach. And it's not that I feel like it's bad content, or we just don't get a lot of reach on it. And it is really, really frustrating when that happens. But one thing that I've learned is, number one, we'll talk about orange. This is a good segue talking about social media. And with Daniel, he kills it. I mean, Daniel makes a post on Instagram, immediately 1,000 likes. Mm-hmm. He posts a video on YouTube, I mean, immediately 100,000 views. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just so quick for him. And then I'm going, man, like, I'll make a post. Like, I've got, 27,000 followers on Instagram, and if we get 30 likes, I'm like pumped about it. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is it this way? Well, one, it's the audience. So Daniel has hit a home run with his audience at Orange Family Homestead. Mm-hmm. What's his demographic, Adam?
Grandmas.
Old ladies.
Grandmas.
Older ladies. That's his demographic. And he's got a bunch of grandmas, and they're wonderful. They're sweet. Mm-hmm. And listen, they love him. And we've made a couple little joking parody videos.
Oh, boy.
And I have been threatened to be taken to jail.
Oh, yeah.
Called A Horrible Father.
Yeah.
Because we made a video where Daniel said, hey, man, the sandbags are running. Come fish at the creek. Gone to the creek. He went home. He's like, left, where the key is. Let yourself into the house, kind of a deal. And so we made a little joking video, like we were breaking into Orange Family Homestead. Total joke. Had my kids with me. Mm-hmm. We were going to steal some goats, and it was just a joke. I mean, people thought it was real.
Oh, yeah.
And came after me.
Oh, yeah.
Come after me.
They're calling their sheriff's department.
Yeah, they were calling
Iowa.
Yeah, they're like, I need to report a crime. Brad Clay broke into the Orange Family Homestead. Yeah. Anyway, but he's hit a home run because those ladies like, share, and comment everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. So when he makes a post on Facebook, here they come, man. Like, oh my gosh, Houston, he's so cute. He reminds me of my grandson. I mean, they just love everything that he posts, and he kills it on social media. He kills it on YouTube. But the main audience for him are, grandmothers. Mm-hmm. Women that are probably 60 to 80 years old. Mm-hmm. On Facebook and on YouTube, and
55 plus.
They love Orange Family Homestead. And I was talking to Daniel about some frustrations with some of our social media and not doing well. And we got to talking. He was like, you know what? I'm as a male. He goes, I couldn't tell you the last time I liked a post on Instagram.
Yeah.
He said, I couldn't. He goes, I'll scroll it. I'll see it.
And not that he's not liking it, but he's not liking it.
He's not double tapping to like it, not hitting the heart button to like it. And he goes, I couldn't tell you, the last time I liked a video. And he goes, for instance, I'll be laying in bed, and I'm scrolling Instagram, DJ's laying next to me. And he goes, I'm scrolling through it. And he's like, I can't remember the last time I liked a post. And he goes, but my wife, he said, every other post, she's double clicking and liking it. Every other post on her feed. Mm-hmm. He's like, she's just rolling through it. And so I guess because our audience is primarily men our age, our median income or medium age is about 45 years old. Somewhere between 40 and 45. And so, when was the last time you liked it?
I think there's something psychological to it because it's a heart. And so you're like, I'm going to heart something. Like as a dude, you're like, I ain't going to freaking heart something. But if it was like a thumbs up,
you think you do it more?
You might be more apt to do it. So like, I think there is something psychological there about like a degradation of your manliness if you heart something.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember the last time I liked or hearted or anything.
How do you feel about man buns?
Man buns. Oh gosh, I wish I could have one.
Do you?
I wish I could have any kind of Really, I don't wish if I could have hair. I'm totally.
Would you take if you could have hair, but the only way you could wear it was a man?
Oh, I'm bald still all day.
You're going bald still
all day? It's too easy.
There you go.
The most convenient
that answers
thing.
the question.
Most convenient thing ever.
Anyway, so yeah, so social media is a little bit frustrating.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate those folks that do not just watch. Like I'll post a reel and it'll have 3,000 views and literally 30 likes.
Yeah.
And so it's been viewed a lot. It just hasn't had that interaction.
Just give 1% of you guys like to hit the double tap the heart.
Yeah.
So this is your lesson, life lesson. Abandon your manhood. Double tap the heart.
I think like the message from today, I think it goes along with what we just talked about, is we can really easily get wrapped up in comparing ourselves to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Comparing other people's successes and coveting their successes.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting really, really in a place where we, man, like we leave our self-worth up to social media.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's a really, really dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
When that stuff happens.
It's an identity question, and who is your identity found in? Because if it's found in you, it will never be enough, and you always find yourself looking everywhere else.
Yeah.
Try to find validation. But we know that us as Christians, our validation and our identity is found in only one source, and the source of Jesus that'll never let us down, never leave us. And so, I talked about that last Sunday. That was kind of one of our big things leading up to Easter. Like identity matters so much in who we are, and you see that over and over. He's like, God, in the Bible, he's like, focus on these things. And he lists off a list of things that are really good right before he talks about the fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah.
So like there's things that we ought to focus on, and we get caught up in this comparison game, and it always leaves you just more sad than you ever were to begin with.
And you know what? And I can't remember if I've talked about this, but me traveling and speaking, like I know what God has blessed me with.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of things that I do well.
Yeah.
But the thing that God has given me the gift to do the best is public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I'm the best at it. Don't take it that way. I'm sitting here going, I'm the best there. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what I do best, are there people that do it better than me? 100%. 100%. There are people that get up and do wild game dinners that are better than me. I'm not saying I'm the best at it. It's just what I do best. So please hear me in that. I'm not some arrogant jerk in saying that. That's not what I mean. But I do know that's what God's blessed my ability with, and to be able to do the best that I do. And so, for, gosh, guys, I don't know, 12 years, I have been full-time, traveling and speaking. And in 2019, I spoke at, 44 churches around the United States. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in, I didn't even talk about it, I was in Bedford, Pennsylvania, 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Spoke at a church, went great, lots of salvations. Weekend before that, Manitowoc, Wisconsin. And so I travel and speak a lot. And in 2019, spoke at 44 churches, and then COVID comes.
Bam.
And I spoke 13 times
Mm-hmm.
in 20.
Mm-hmm.
I only spoke 9 times in 2021. And you know what happened to me, Ed?
It was rough.
I fell into a place of depression.
Yeah.
Never dealt with depression.
Yeah.
I felt into a place of depression, and then really struggling with like my self-worth.
Yeah.
And so what had happened, and this was God's work in my life through that situation,
Mm-hmm.
was God showing me that just because you're doing the work for me, your value's not in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Your self-worth is not in what you do. Even if it's for me,
Mm-hmm.
even if the work's for me, your self-worth is not wrapped up in that.
Mm-hmm.
Your self-worth is in me and me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I had lost that.
Yeah.
I had gotten to a place where like I loved hearing, thank you so much for coming. You did a fantastic job. Seeing these people come to know the Lord, people walking up to you like, Adam, I had this guy Saturday walk up to me, tears in his eyes, early 30s, and he was like, just tears, and he gives me a hug, and he was like, my mom and dad were not supposed to be here tonight.
Yeah.
But because of some circumstance, he goes, they were here, and he goes, both my mom and dad accepted Christ.
Yeah.
And like, you hear those stories, and like, man, that just like feeds you in a good way. So there's a good, but when that becomes your identity, and that's what happened to me. Things like that became my identity, and I lost that. My eyes were though they're on the Lord, but my self-worth got wrapped up in the accolades of it. And COVID has changed. God did a work in me.
Yeah.
Through that. I mean, I went through some lows, and God has brought me back out of that, and it's been incredible. But it refocused me that my self-worth is not in what I do or what other people think about me, social media, any of that thing. That's not where my worth comes from. My worth comes from Christ and Christ alone.
Yeah, when you strip it all away, and I mean, we look at that and think like, oh man, like you're going through such a valley or a tragedy, and it's like, yes, like it hurts and it's painful, but that's that act of God like chipping away you and to conform, like what it says in Romans chapter 8, like to be conformed to the image of Christ. Like that's a process. That sanctification process is rarely painless.
Yeah.
In fact, usually it's accompanied by a lot of
hardships,
adjustment.
Yeah, some hardships.
A lot of adjustment. It's like going to the chiropractor, you know? Like you lay down and you're like, I can't wait. And they do it, and for like a split second, you're like, oh, I'm going to die. And then like you're like, oh, I'm back in line again. It's like, that's what God does to you sometimes. He has to crack you in the back a little bit.
What a great illustration.
What a great illustration.
What a great illustration.
Just flow out.
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed.
What did we call it?
Well, it's nothing says loving like a friend
love
of the other.
flow.
I hope you've enjoyed episode 65.
65.
Episode 65 of the Final Descent Outdoors podcast. I believe it's 65. With the title being Nothing Says Lovin' Like a Friend in the Oven. Adam, how can people find? I know people are dying.
They're dying for it.
They're waiting for it.
I actually came out with, on my Facebook, I put out a video of Hurley's last season.
You got to put it on your...
I'll put it up there, too.
You got to put it on YouTube.
I'll put it up there, too.
People want to know.
But yeah, that Hurley had an awesome football. I just can't wait for football season again. It's always nice to have highlights. But the water pump video has actually been started, so it's not far. This weekend it'll come out this weekend.
All right, coming out this weekend. You heard it here, folks.
This weekend.
You heard it here. People are edge of their seat.
They're dying for it.
Edge of the seat for that water pump video.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are. If you want to follow along, make sure you follow Adams on his
Early Films on YouTube.
Early Films on YouTube.
Go check out Final Descent on all the socials.
That's
FD
right.
Outdoors, Final Descent Outdoors.
Listen, like stuff. It
Like
may
it.
change the algorithm for the good because they hate us.
They hate us.
So if you want to interact with our posts, that'd be great. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in and putting up with us. And if we could help you in any way spiritually,
yeah,
we'd love to do that as well. Go to our
it's literally
website.
the reason why we do this.
It is. We've had some really incredible spiritual conversations. I mean, we know people that have come to know the Lord from the podcast. We didn't just make that up. They actually told us that.
I don't get it.
Tile on a bathroom floor.
Tile on the bathroom floor.
Accepted Jesus.
Already on his knees.
Incredible. Anyway, God bless you guys. We love you. We'll be back in studio next week.
Yeah.
We won't do this again for a while. Theoretically.
Yeah.
Tammy, you did it. It's Tammy the Trans.
Door came back open again.
Tammy the Transit van. She got us here.
The old dome light's on, see?
See ya.